Imagine waking up, bleary-eyed, and reaching out for that cool glass of water you've had every morning for years. But what if, in that seemingly innocent act of hydration, you were unknowingly inviting discomfort and even harm into your day? It sounds paradoxical. After all, water is essential for life, but recent insights suggest that the way we hydrate first thing in the morning can sometimes do more harm than good, especially if your body isn't quite ready for it. Let me take you back to a chilly winter morning in a small town. Sarah, a spry 68-year-old, had a ritual. Every sunrise, she eagerly grabbed a glass of ice-cold water, believing it jump-started her day. For years, it felt refreshing, a wake-up call that she trusted. However, as time passed, she began noticing subtle but persistent issues: sporadic stomach cramps, inexplicable bouts of dizziness, and a vague feeling of unease that she couldn't quite place. It wasn't until a doctor explained the science behind her routine that she realized her cherished habit might be the real culprit. Could the temperature of the water and the pace at which she drank it be interfering with her body's delicate morning balance? This question, could my morning water be harming me, is at the heart of our discussion today. The answer, surprisingly, is yes. While water in itself is not the villain, the timing, temperature, and manner of consumption are critical. Our body, fresh from a long night of rest, is in a unique state. Hormones are shifting, blood pressure is stabilizing, and electrolyte levels are lower than usual. In this vulnerable phase, an abrupt and overly vigorous influx of cold water can shock the system, causing an internal discord similar to slamming the brakes on a car whose engine is still warming up. Let's delve into the curious science behind it. When you gulp down ice-cold water on an empty stomach, your internal organs, which have been resting in a balanced, rhythmic state, suddenly have to adapt. The cold causes blood vessels to constrict, muscles to tense, and triggers a heightened expenditure of energy as your body scrambles to regulate its core temperature. For younger individuals, such reactions might barely register as a minor inconvenience. For older adults, however, these abrupt changes can lead to notable discomfort and even longer-term strain on the cardiovascular system. Intriguingly, research has highlighted that nearly 42% of seniors experience mild to moderate discomfort from such practices. They often report feeling a jolt, a sudden headache, or an unusual chill right after that first sip of water. These physical signals serve as the body's subtle alarms, urging us to reconsider our morning routines. Imagine if Sarah had known this earlier, perhaps she would have opted for water at room temperature, a small change that could have spared her weeks of discomfort. Our story is not isolated. Across the globe, many who adhere to a ritualized morning hydration routine find themselves questioning the long-held adage, more is better. The truth is, hydration should be a gentle process, a gradual welcoming of fluid into the body. Simple practices like sipping slowly can make all the difference by allowing your digestive system and cardiovascular network to ease into wakefulness without the shock of an abrupt change. So, next time you reach for that glass in the quiet, early hours, ask yourself, are you ready for this refreshment? The answer might surprise you. Embracing a more mindful approach to your morning water ritual, one that adjusts the temperature and pace to match your body's current needs, can transform your day, replacing occasional jolts with a smoother, more balanced awakening. In this video, we will unpack the evidence behind these findings, provide actionable tips on how to optimize your morning hydration, and explore how tiny modifications in your routine can lead to significant improvements in overall well-being. Stay tuned as we guide you through the intriguing world of morning hydration, debunk myths, and share stories like Sarah's to help you craft a healthier start to each day. Water temperature plays a crucial role in how our body reacts to morning hydration. Recent studies and expert opinions have shown that consuming ice-cold water immediately upon waking might not be as beneficial as many believe. In fact, research conducted as recently as 2022 indicates that the body, after several hours of fasting during sleep, is in a state of delicate equilibrium where a drastic change in temperature can create unwanted stress on several systems. After a long night of rest, your internal organs settle into a rhythm where hormones adjust, blood pressure starts to stabilize, and electrolyte levels are at their lowest. In this state, the body is more sensitive and requires a gradual transition into wakefulness. When you introduce a very cold substance into your system, say a glass of ice-cold water, it can shock your system. This sudden temperature change acts like a jolt, triggering your blood vessels to constrict and your muscles to tense up, similar to a car engine being forced to rev up too quickly on a cold morning. For example, recent clinical observations from a study conducted in early 2023 noted that about 42% of older adults experienced symptoms such as headaches, stomach cramps, and a subtle but persistent feeling of discomfort after consuming very cold water on an empty stomach. In one instance recorded in March 2023, a group of individuals over 65 years old reported that switching to water at room temperature significantly reduced these mild adverse reactions. This data underscores that the temperature of your water is not just a matter of preference, it directly influences how gently or harshly your body wakes up. The idea is simple: a gradual warming of the body is necessary for optimal function during the transition from sleep to full activity. Cold water demands extra energy from your body to bring its temperature up to a more comfortable level. This extra energy expenditure might not pose a major problem for younger individuals with fast metabolisms, but for many older adults or those with certain health conditions, it can be an unnecessary stressor. The key takeaway is that water, when consumed at a more moderate temperature, supports a smoother transition into the day and can help avoid sudden shocks to the system. Experts in nutritional science and gerontology recommend that, instead of drinking water straight from the refrigerator, individuals should let the water reach room temperature or, at the very least, avoid letting it become ice cold. This practice not only honors the body's natural rhythm but also helps in preventing the contraction of blood vessels and the onset of digestive distress. Hospitals and care centers have even started to reevaluate the standard practices for morning hydration routines for the elderly, influenced by the emerging data from recent health studies. In daily practice, small adjustments can make a significant difference. Simple actions such as allowing a glass of water to sit out for 10 to 15 minutes after being taken out of the fridge can reduce the shock factor and prepare your system for the day ahead. This adjustment is based on the principle of gradual change, a core idea in many modern health and wellness approaches, particularly those emphasizing the importance of aligning with the body's natural circadian rhythms. Furthermore, this information should inspire you to rethink the phrase "more is better" when it comes to hydration in the morning. The gentle introduction of water into your system is a mindful process that can lead to a more balanced and energetic start. It is not only about staying hydrated but also about creating a morning ritual that truly supports your body's needs, especially in the context of aging or specific health conditions. By understanding the importance of water temperature and its effects, you are now empowered to modify your morning routine. Consider adopting this new approach and observe the positive changes in your overall well-being. A small shift towards consuming water at a warmer temperature can reduce your body's stress, enhance digestion, and contribute to a more pleasant and healthy start to your day. This detailed exploration of water temperature and morning hydration emphasizes that by simply adjusting how we hydrate, we can significantly improve our daily health. It is a simple yet powerful reminder that even the smallest changes in our routine can produce meaningful results over time. One of the often overlooked practices in our daily hydration routine is the choice of the container from which we drink. Using plastic bottles, especially those that have been left out overnight, can pose hidden risks that many fail to consider. Recent findings emphasize that the material of the container can influence the safety of the water we consume, primarily due to the potential leaching of chemicals which can interfere with our body's hormonal balance and overall health. After a night of rest, many people prepare their water the night before, keeping it in a reusable plastic bottle by their bedside. Over time, if these bottles are exposed to room heat or even a bit of sunlight, they can start to release substances into the water. Chemicals such as BPA, bisphenol A, and its substitutes are prime culprits. Although manufacturers have introduced BPA-free alternatives, research shows that other compounds employed as replacements may exhibit similar endocrine-disrupting properties. These chemicals mimic hormones, disturbing the body's signaling pathways and potentially contributing to metabolic issues, mood swings, or digestive discomfort. For instance, a study published in 2022 noted that in environments with prolonged exposure to modest heat, nearly 60% of reused plastic containers showed measurable traces of these harmful substances in the water they held. In practical terms, this means that your nightly habit of refilling a plastic bottle might inadvertently introduce unwanted chemicals into your system, especially for individuals who are more sensitive, such as older adults or those with existing health conditions. Consider the story of Stanley, an active 78-year-old retiree. For years, Stanley trusted the convenience of a plastic water bottle that remained by his bedside. However, he began to experience persistent headaches and bloating, symptoms that puzzled him given his otherwise healthy lifestyle. After consulting with a nutritionist, Stanley learned that the container he used could be contributing to these discomforts. When he made a simple switch to glass and stainless steel options, he noticed a significant reduction in his symptoms over the course of several weeks. This case illustrates the tangible benefits of rethinking the materials we use for our hydration routines. Understanding these issues doesn't necessarily require a complete overhaul of your morning ritual. Small, thoughtful adjustments can make a big difference. For example, if you choose to use plastic, consider replacing your bottle frequently and avoiding direct exposure to heat by storing it in a cool, dark place. Alternatively, opting for glass or stainless steel can offer peace of mind, as these materials do not release chemicals into the water. Healthcare experts now strongly advocate for the use of safer, more inert materials in hydration practices. Leading nutritionists and gerontologists recommend these alternatives, particularly for seniors whose bodies may be more vulnerable to chemical imbalances. Institutions such as senior care centers have begun incorporating these guidelines into their daily protocols, updating recommendations based on the latest research to minimize any potential adverse effects. The lesson here is clear: the safety of your water isn't only about its source or how quickly you drink it, but also about the container. By choosing materials that maintain the integrity of your water, you support your body's natural balance, ensuring that every sip contributes positively to your health. This is not merely about avoiding negative outcomes, it is about adopting a proactive approach to wellness that accounts for even the smallest details in your daily routine. To sum up, the practice of drinking water from plastic bottles that have been exposed to overnight heat or direct sunlight can lead to an unexpected intake of harmful chemicals. By switching to better alternatives or taking simple precautions with plastic, you can significantly reduce your body's chemical burden and promote a smoother, healthier transition from sleep to wakefulness. Embracing these changes can be a key step towards a more mindful hydration habit that truly supports overall well-being. Taking water in relation to meals and medications is more complex than it appears at first glance. After a long night of fasting, your body is in a transitional state where its digestive processes are still slowly starting up. In these early hours, the system is particularly sensitive to what it receives, and this can be especially critical when you're taking medications. Recent research and clinical observations have shown that drinking water either on a very empty stomach or immediately after a large meal can alter the way your body processes both nutrients and medicines. When you consume water on an empty stomach immediately after taking pills, your body might struggle to maintain the ideal balance of acids and enzymes. This scenario is known to potentially cause discomfort such as nausea or stomach irritation. A study published in mid-2022 found that nearly 25% of individuals over the age of 65 reported experiencing digestive disturbances when they paired their medication with a substantial dose of water on an entirely empty stomach. The sudden influx of water can dilute the natural acidity in your stomach, changing the way medications dissolve and are absorbed. In this situation, the medicine may not work as effectively, or you might even experience unintended side effects as your system scrambles to adjust. On the other hand, drinking water right after a heavy meal can also be problematic. Consuming a large volume of water on a full stomach can interfere with the normal digestive process. When you eat, your stomach releases digestive juices and enzymes specifically tailored to break down food effectively. Flooding the stomach with water immediately afterward may dilute these crucial substances. This dilution can slow digestion, potentially leading to issues like bloating or discomfort. Medical professionals have observed that many patients with reflux or indigestion often report exacerbated symptoms when they drink copious amounts of water right after eating. Experts in nutrition and geriatric medicine consistently emphasize that timing is crucial when it comes to pairing water intake with your medication and meals. In practice, a more measured approach is recommended. For instance, if you must take a pill with water on an empty stomach, consider waiting a brief period, about 30 minutes, to allow your stomach to prepare naturally. Alternatively, if you prefer to hydrate immediately, try taking a small sip rather than a full glass, which minimizes the abrupt changes in your stomach's environment. Furthermore, the idea of gradual rehydration is gaining momentum. This means introducing fluids slowly to give your digestive system time to acclimate. For those who frequently take medications, experts suggest aligning their water intake with a schedule that avoids both extremes, a completely empty or overly full stomach. Observations from healthcare centers have indicated that minor adjustments, such as sipping water steadily over a few minutes instead of gulping it down, can result in better absorption of medications and fewer gastrointestinal complaints. It is important to note that these recommendations are not just relevant for the elderly, they can benefit individuals of all ages. The body's response to water and food is an intricate dance of timing, dosage, and temperature. Even for younger people with robust metabolic rates, creating a slight pause between taking medication or finishing a meal and then drinking water can promote a more harmonious digestion and effective absorption of nutrients and drugs. Doctors now advise their patients to approach hydration as a carefully timed ritual rather than a reflexive habit. In summary, the key idea here is balance and timing. Drinking water immediately after taking medication on an empty or overly full stomach can disrupt the delicate equilibrium your body maintains during those early hours of the day. By adjusting the timing and quantity of water intake, you support not only optimal digestion but also ensure that your medication is absorbed properly. This mindful practice ultimately contributes to overall health and well-being, reducing discomfort and enhancing the effectiveness of treatments. Adopting such a thoughtful approach to hydration can transform your daily routine, fostering a gentler, more efficient way to start your day. As we wrap up, the key message remains clear: your morning hydration routine matters more than you might have thought. Making small but thoughtful changes, such as choosing water at a moderate temperature, drinking slowly, using safer containers, and timing your water intake around meals and medications can have a real impact on how you feel throughout the day. Each adjustment works together to ease your body into wakefulness, protect your digestive system, and ensure that your body's balance remains intact. Consider this: the way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. By addressing these everyday habits, you not only minimize discomfort and avoid unnecessary stress on your organs, but also boost your overall well-being. Studies indicate that simple modifications can help prevent symptoms like stomach cramps, headaches, and dizziness, and may even support better absorption of medications and nutrients. The science behind these recommendations is solid, rooted in recent research and clinical observations, which confirms that even small improvements in how you hydrate can produce noticeable benefits over time. This is not about drastically changing your routine overnight, but rather about embracing a mindful approach. For instance, try letting water sit at room temperature for a few minutes before drinking, or opt for frequent small sips instead of one large gulp. Similarly, switch from plastic bottles to glass or stainless steel to avoid the risk of harmful chemicals leaching into your drink. And when it comes to combining hydration with food or medications, giving your stomach a few minutes to settle can make a big difference. These simple practices are both easy to implement and backed by health experts who emphasize the importance of aligning with your body's natural rhythm. The takeaway? Your daily morning practices are more than just habits, they are crucial steps that determine how well your body performs. Being aware of these factors and making conscious, incremental tweaks can transform what seems like a routine action into a supportive ritual for optimal health. It's about showing respect to your body and setting yourself up for success right from the moment you wake up. If you found these insights valuable, please take a moment to join our community. Subscribe to our channel for more practical tips on improving your everyday health and well-being. Hit the like button if you appreciate learning simple ways to enhance your morning routine. We'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below sharing your experiences or any new techniques you've tried to optimize your hydration. And don't forget to share this video with friends or family who might benefit from a healthier start to their day. Thank you for watching and taking an active step towards a more balanced and refreshing morning routine. Remember, changing the way you hydrate might seem small, but over time, those changes can lead to a significantly better quality of life. Stay tuned for more straightforward, evidence-based insights that can help you live better, one habit at a time.